From the iHLS studios in Tel Aviv, this is Homeland Security Weekly Report with Kate Lehman.
Israel and Singapore collaborate on a US breakthrough project. Turkey continues to cool relationships with the West. Magna BSP has developed an application for water-based target detection. And a new strain of botulism is worrying scientists. Plus, we interview Michael Armon, CEO of Innocon UAS developers. And now for some breaking news. I'm joined by Arie Egozi, who has come to speak to us about the story of earlier this week, the attempted assassination of the jihadi operative while he was on his motorbike in the streets of Gaza. According to Israel, he was responsible for firing rockets into the country last week. Arie, so how was such an accurate operation performed?
Thank you, Kate. The success of such an operation is based on accurate intelligence. When such a target moves through the streets of Gaza on his motorbike, you have only a few seconds to kill it. So the trick is to close the gap between sensor and shooter in seconds. If you don't do it, the target is off and he's not dead or wounded. The fact that Israel again and again manages to hit the targets in Gaza proves that Israel has good sensors and a good ability to close the gap between them and the weapon system used in each of the operations.
Arie, thanks for joining us. A cooperation between Israel and Singapore has resulted in a breakthrough in powering unmanned air systems. This will change the world of UAVs and open many new paths for using them in many applications, an Israeli sources said. The first operational UAV to be powered by a fuel cell system is the Wonder Bee, made by Israeli company Bluebird. This UAV has a record 10 hours endurance. The power kit was developed by the Israeli Bluebird in cooperation with Horizon from Singapore, with support from the Singapore-Israel Industrial R&D Foundation. Fuel cells, which convert energy from a chemical reaction into electricity, can provide far more power than lithium-ion batteries. Turkey continues to desert the West as its main supplier of defense systems and is turning to Asia instead. Turkey and Japan are discussing a joint development of a 1,500 horsepower engine and transmission system for the Altay, Turkey's homemade next-generation main battle tank. Now, in the past, Turkey did plan to purchase the Israeli-developed Merkava tanks powered by an American engine. According to Defense News, though, Turkey has long been flirting with Asian manufacturers. The breakthrough came from South Korea in 2001, when Turkey signed a $1 billion contract for the acquisition of the T-155 self-propelled howitzer. Magna BSP has developed a unique application for complex maritime target detection systems that can spot swimmers, vessels, and boats. One of the most complicated fields, if not the most complicated, for video analytics is within the maritime field. To efficiently monitor an area, normally a constant image is established, and then any changes in those images are compared to the normal or original picture in order to spot any abnormalities. The new application can detect swimmers within hundreds of meters with very high reliability and with very few false alarms. Even a single floating head is enough for detection. The recent discovery of a new strain of botulism contracted by an infant, the first case in 40 years, has alarmed Californian state health officials. The discovery was published in the Journal of Infectious Diseases in October of 2013, but the genetic sequence of the botulism toxin was removed from the report, a decision which has alarmed some scientists. While it is possible that the new botulism toxin is responsible for other illnesses, this toxin has so far gone undetected. Identifying a new toxin requires specialized laboratories. CDPH is one of 8 agencies in the country tasked with the development of antitoxins for botulism strains. The new toxin is considered deadly and is capable of killing an adult in just a minute of inhalation. Some experts fear that limiting what is published in scientific research will set a new standard of censorship. I'm joined today by Michael Armon, who is the CEO of Innocon Limited, an Israeli UAV design and production company. Thanks very much for joining us, Michael. What will the focus of Innocon's operations be over the coming years?
Innocon is going to concentrate on developing the next phase technology. The idea is that UAVs are not going to be controlled by human beings, but going to be fully automatics.
So is that the next big thing in the UAV market?
Next big thing is going to be to communicate between UAVs. We are talking about point to multi-point control or multi-point in the air, which means that you're going to have a swarm of UAVs in the air talking to each other, doing the task, whether one UAV is falling, one UAV cannot perform the task, the other one is going to communicate with it, understand the task and complete it instead of the UAVs that cannot complete the task. So this is going to be the next phase. Everybody is talking about swarms. We're not there yet, but I think that's going to be the next step.
Exciting times. Michael Armon, thank you very much for joining us. Thanks for watching this week's Homeland Security Weekly Report. For more news on security and defence and intelligence, be sure to visit our website. You can find the link below. Thanks for watching and see you next week.